let's get started with the top story at this hour. In a massive diplomatic victory for India, the International Court of Justice has stayed the death sentence of Indian citizen Kulbhushan Jadhav. Jadhav was abducted from Iran and then arrested by Pakistan's ISI on false charges of spying and later fabricated in sabotage activities. MEA has also spoken with the family of Kulbhushan Jadhav. With the ICJ now staying Jadhav's death sentence, Pakistan, the terror state, has now been exposed once again. Does the order mean that Jadhav will return to India now? However, Pakistan media has chosen to maintain silence on the ICJ order. The ICJ order halting Jadhav's death sentence barely reported in the Pakistan media.
Situation where the life of an Indian who was kidnapped and is illegally in detention in Pakistan, and as we have said earlier, was not given a fair trial, and about whose well-being our concerns persist. What we have done is approach the International Court of Justice in these circumstances. This is for a consular matter. The approach to the International Court of Justice, as is very clearly said in the press release of the International Court of Justice.
In fact, for more on the developments now, I am joined by our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan from New Delhi. Geeta, just take us through now the statement coming in from the Pakistani side. The Pakistan media completely blacking out this news, as it were, and trying to project India and accusing India of playing diversionary tactics.
Well, that's certain people in Pakistan who are not looking at what is happening with the letter that has been sent by ICJ to the Pakistani Prime Minister's office, rather focusing on the appeal made by India. The story has moved from the appeal to the fact that ICJ has recognized India's appeal and that has directed the Pakistani Prime Minister to ensure that the execution order by Pak military courts is stayed. Having said that, we also know that Sabotage has said that they're looking at the details of the letter, they're studying it with their legal aids, and they will also be looking at the jurisdiction question of ICJ, whether if ICJ has jurisdiction on an issue such as Kulbhushan Jadhav. What India has gone to ICJ with is the fact that Pakistan is in contravention and in violation of the Vienna Convention by not allowing consular access. This is the only area, this is a very specific area on which India has appealed to the ICJ to look into the matter. Right. And while we are discussing this, Pakistan is in talks with the legal aids, and in all probability will be looking at the jurisdiction area of ICJ in the case.
Well, Geeta, request you to stay on with us. Let's also quickly listen into some of the reactions which are coming in on this huge development as far as India is concerned.
निर्दोष ऐसे एक व्यक्ति को, एक फौजी को इस तरीके से सजा देना, वो भी पाकिस्तान की आर्मी कोर्ट ने, ये दुनिया में भी इसकी निंदा की गई थी। मैं भी आज भी निंदा करते हुए इस निर्णय का स्वागत करता हूँ। भारत सरकार की, मोदी सरकार की इसे बहुत बड़ी सफलता मैं मानता हूँ।
On whatever basis the government took the decision, and we have got a stay. I'm very happy that they sent Harish Salve, an able lawyer. If we had sent the Attorney General, we may have lost the case. But anyway, very happy that this has happened.
मैं ऐसा मानता हूं ये भारत की बहुत बड़ी विजय है, और जिस प्रकार से पाकिस्तान बिना किसी न्यायिक जांच के और एक प्रकार से उनको फांसी देने का विचार कर रही थी, प्रयास कर रही थी, स्केपगोट बना रही थी, उसके ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ा झटका इसके कारण लगा है.
ICJ was kind enough to issue an order. I hope and expect that the Pakistani government would give the due respect to the ICJ order, and I hope that the Pakistani government will respect this order and no further action will be taken on Kulbhushan Jadhav. And we hope and expect that Kulbhushan Jadhav will come back safe and alive to India.
पाकिस्तान एक फेल्ड स्टेट बन चुका है लगभग, और मुझे नहीं लगता कि वहां पर कौन शासन में है ये उनको मालूम नहीं है. सेना देश को चला रही है, यहाँ वहाँ के पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स देश को चला रहे हैं, ये मालूम नहीं है. अब इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ने जो एक वर्डिक्ट दिया है उसका सम्मान उनको करना चाहिए, और ये जिम्मेदारी न सिर्फ भारत की है लेकिन विश्व समुदाय की जिम्मेदारी है कि पाकिस्तान में जो एक मनमाजी तरीके से जो सजा देने का काम हो रहा है, एक कैंगरू कोर्ट लगा रखा है आर्मी ने, उस पर रोक लगनी चाहिए।
Geeta, coming back to you once again, now under Article 36 of the Vienna Convention that allows for consular access to foreign nationals, Kulbhushan Jadhav should have been informed about his right to seek access to Indian consular officers. And Indian consular officers should have been allowed to visit and communicate with the former Navy officer. Now, India, which is being represented by senior lawyer Harish Salve, has said that Pakistan has failed to perform either of these tasks.
Well, that's right. In a case such as this, the consular access, one, is essential, and secondly is not conditional. Now, what Pakistan was trying to do was push India to a corner by saying, well, we will provide consular access if you help in the investigations on what Kulbhushan Jadhav was involved in Pakistan. And that would have meant accepting Kulbhushan Jadhav's guilt, as also accepting India's guilt in being involved in and meddling in Pakistan's affairs. Which is not the case, which is why India did not agree to such conditions and maintained that consular access to any individual is unconditional. It cannot be conditional and based on threats or what Pakistan really wants from a particular individual or a particular government. And is the reason why
But then, Geeta, coming to Pakistan, the argument that Pakistan is putting up, Geeta, Pakistan has said that the ICJ jurisdiction would not apply to disputes to questions which by international law fall exclusively within the domestic jurisdiction of Pakistan. So that is a meek defense being put up by Pakistan.
Well, that's right. What Pakistan is going to do, now it has not really come out with an official response. They have time for a response to the ICJ, but they have been speaking to reporters, and Sartaj Aziz has said that that they are looking at, one, the legalities and are consulting the legal aids, but also questioning whether if ICJ has the jurisdiction and mandate to really look at or to send letters and orders, pass judgment on this very case. Pakistan will be fighting on this very case because it is in the military court and not the civilian court. Again, another premise based on which India is and did approach the ICJ, saying that he is being tried in a military court, which is unprecedented. Spying cases in the past, if at all it is one, have been dealt with in civilian courts. Why has he been tried in a military court? Pakistan's argument is that because he's an ex-naval officer. The fact is that he's not an ex-naval officer of Pakistan. He's an ex-naval officer of India, and hence he should just be treated as an Indian national.
Right. So, Geeta, keep tracking the developments there. Very significant developments coming out from the ICJ order, which is now binding on Pakistan. But now let's quickly also listen into some other political reactions that are coming in on this story.
There is a bit of a downside to this because we had ourselves some years ago excluded the International Court of Justice from the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice on any India-Pakistan related issue or any issues of military nature, etc., etc. But now that we have ourselves gone to the ICJ, Pakistan will now try to do tit for tat and look for some issue where they will bring about, where they will focus on a point of international law. Because you can't go to the ICJ on an individual case, but you can go to them on a point of international law. In this case, it is the Pakistani violation of the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. So tomorrow they may look at some issue and then go to the ICJ, and we won't be able to argue that we don't accept ICJ's jurisdiction. But I'm sure the government has considered the pros and cons of this and the likelihood of India being hauled before the ICJ on this, and perhaps the feeling is that there is no such issue, really, of international law, which Pakistan can accuse us of violating.
The intervention by International Court of Justice in the case of Kulbhushan Jadhav highlights the fact that there was a complete perversity of justice in his case carried out by Pakistani military courts, and they have rightly stalled his execution.
after having heard him, the International Court of Justice have put a stay on it. It's a huge diplomatic win for India and a mega setback for Pakistan, because Pakistan now cannot proceed with the execution till such time the International Court of Justice lifts the stay.
This is indeed a very good step, I would say. I mean, we are very grateful to Indian government and ICJ, of course. We would like Indian government to put more pressure from all the front and as soon as possible get him released and get back to India, get him back to India. This is quite a victory. It's a first step, but we are very sure that yes, I mean, things are going to go in a positive way, and he will be released soon.
जरूर जो भारत ने जो कदम उठाया है वो सराहनीय है, जिससे पाकिस्तान पे दबाव बढ़ के अपन ने जो इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट लेवल पे उनके साथ ये किया था, उसका ही नतीजा है कि आज कुलभूषण जाधव के फांसी पे इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ने रोक लगा दी है।